Hello, this is Mayor Chris Bollwage. I'd like to welcome all of you to another edition of Our City. Residents can go to any of our social media accounts to get more information on any upcoming events. Or simply, if you have a question, you can email us or text us or call our public information office at 908-820-4124. And for this week's show, I'm pleased to be joined by Union County Commissioner, Mr. Sergio Granados. Commissioner, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Mayor. I really appreciate it. And thanks for County Commissioner, not County Freeholder.
You know, I've been practicing all morning, and I know I always call the 9 of you freeholders because it was freeholders for the longest of time.
Yes, it was.
So we'll get into that in a minute. First, tell us about yourself. What's going on this year?
So, Sergio Granados, County Commissioner for the past 12 years. Been great working alongside the county commissioners, but more importantly for the residents of Union County. We've created great new initiatives that benefited the residents. Some of them are first in the state of New Jersey, and it's just been extremely beneficial how we have a continuing relationship with working class families across the county.
So you've had an exciting personal time in your life in the last couple of months. Tell us about that.
So my wife and I were happy to basically bring our new son home when he was first born, December 12th, 12/12/24, which is great dates. And his name is Alexander Mateo Granados. And right now he's 3.5 months. He's 18 pounds, 26 inches long. So he's a big baby. But he brings tremendous joy to us every single day. You know, sometimes you have a long day at work and you just see him smiling when you get home and it just wipes away everything.
So he's born on 12/12/24.
Yes.
That's an interesting date. That's the first two numbers add up to 24.
Exactly.
See, I can do math. But more importantly, he's a Sagittarian like me. So he's going to be a fun little kid.
He's my mom too. My mom's 12/9.
Oh, so
Yep.
you got the December's covered.
Exactly.
My wife is 12/13. So I kind of like December babies, you know. So good luck. Best wishes.
Thank you.
And
Appreciate
if you
it.
feed them, they grow up.
Oh, he's been feeding a lot. He's definitely growing. He's 18 pounds, so he's a little heavy chubster. I call him my little chubster. So he's definitely not missing a meal.
And once he starts running around, he's going to lose all that.
Exactly.
So tell us, personally, first of all, congratulations. That's great news. But also tell us about, how did you get involved in politics? What made you want to do this?
So when I was younger, actually Carlos Santos, one of your former directors, got me involved in the Leo's organization, which is part of the Lions. And I just always had a knack for wanting to give back to the community, making a difference. And that was like one of the first organizations I joined. But after that, I started a youth organization, joining different nonprofit organizations. So that's something that's been in my blood of always wanting to give back as much as possible.
Now, in the beginning, in the opening, you said, congratulations, Mayor, you didn't call me freeholder. Tell us about that difference, because, you know, when I got involved in politics a long time ago, but it was always freeholder. And as you know, I struggle whenever we're at an event and I introduce one of you, one of the 9, and I call you freeholder. And then all of a sudden there's some snickers.
Angela Garrettson may have been one of those individuals.
Yes,
but
because she helped start it.
So,
Why are we now commissioners and not freeholders?
So Angela Garrettson was one of the main individuals who was our county freeholder, then commissioner, who basically brought around change and how freeholders back then used to be, you know, white male landowners across the community. And we wanted something that would be more reflective of the new day and age. And county commissioner is something that not only benefits us and people knowing what a commissioner is, that represent the whole entire county, but it's something that can be translated into different languages. You couldn't really say freeholder in Spanish or in Portuguese, so this is definitely a lot more beneficial to us.
Oh, how would you say it in Spanish and Portuguese? Any idea?
Concejal del Condado de Union, and then Comisionario del Condado de Union in Spanish and Portuguese now.
That's commissioner.
That's commissioner. And
How
freeholder,
would you say freeholder? Any idea?
I would have put a little accent at the end, freeholder or something like that, make it a little
Something
fun.
like
Yeah.
Okay. So, and you're right, the freeholder term was a white male who owned land. And clearly, in order to be elected to the county board, that shouldn't be a requirement.
Exactly.
It's not a requirement.
We have a diverse board,
right.
different males and females, different ethnicities.
But also, you're using that experience now, Commissioner, in order to seek a higher office. Tell us about that.
So I had the great honor and privilege of running for state assembly here in the 20th district alongside Assemblywoman Annette Quijano. And I appreciate the support of yourself, Mayor, and different elected officials, but most importantly, too, the residents in the community. You know, I think we've had tremendous impacts when it comes to benefiting our working class families, our seniors, our youth, but also having these different organizations know that we don't just come around during election time. We know we're individuals who've been active in our community and have always wanted to be active and be a role model for others.
One of the things you focused on in your years over there at Union County is the parks. And you've done a great job in not only working that with us, but also throughout the county. Tell us more of your initiatives regarding the parks in our county.
So one of the great things is that, parks, recreation, something that's beneficial to both adults, youth, and as we see, there's more and more growing organizations that have youth part of them. So one of the things we're doing now, Montana Park, right here in the city of Elizabeth, we're adding 2 brand new turf fields. We work with the Elizabeth School District in seeing the necessity of tennis courts for some of their tennis teams. We're going to be doing tennis courts. And it's something we all see when we go to Montana Park, lack of parking. We're adding additional parking there. We're going to have a brand new bathroom, walking paths for schools like School 21, School 22.
Not
School
21.
7. No, School
That's
22.
too far.
Yeah,
22.
School 22 and School 7.
21's on the other side of town.
Yes, School 22 and School 7 for their field days and their 5Ks that take place. So that's one of the parks that we're doing major renovations to. When it comes to Phil Rizzuto Park, the Elizabeth Union little battleground over there, we're doing a brand new bathroom. We're doing fitness courts. When it comes to Warnaco Park on the Elizabeth side, we're going to be doing a brand new inclusive, the second in the County of Union, inclusive playground. We're going to do brand new bathrooms, walking paths, and just making it more family friendly when it comes to Warnaco Park, including on the Roselle side, our brand new year-round ice skating rink.
Oh, that's right. And you know what? I congratulate you for doing that, because years ago, our ice skating rink was on the chopping block, and they were going to do one in Clark and close the one in Elizabeth, and that wasn't fair to the people on the eastern side of the county.
Yeah,
Were you involved in that at all, or was that decision happen just before you got there?
No, we've talked about it, and we saw there was a strong need for bringing diversity and bringing different sports to our local communities. And one of the great things we've done now too is create a partnership with the New Jersey Devils, the Cranford Hockey, and where they're providing free scholarships to kids from our local communities like Elizabeth, Roselle, Union, where they can learn hockey for free, where they can join the hockey teams for free. In that whole giving back, it's that partnership.
And so not only are you working on the county parks, but you mentioned young people early on. You also work with the city of Elizabeth and the county of Union in trying to make sure some of the young people here have summer jobs. Tell us about the summer programs as well.
Well, we're excited to announce that we are allocating $1.99 million that are going to youth employment across the county of Union. We're working with the city of Elizabeth, Urban League of Union County, we're working with EDC, the Housing Authority of Elizabeth, Rahway Plainfield, in making sure that we're providing over 500 youth employment jobs in the summertime. And it's not just about creating jobs. We're helping soft skills trainings. We're making sure that they're going into opportunities of future endeavors when it comes to employment. There's so many times when we're basically talking and trying to figure out what do we want to do in the future. This will be a perfect opportunity that if you want to become a lawyer, if you want to become a doctor, you can go be placed inside of a hospital, get placed in a law firm.
So in order to do that, how many kids do you think you can reach during the summer?
We're going to reach at least 450 youth.
During the summer?
During the summertime.
Get hired.
Exactly.
That's terrific, because we probably do about the same number here in the city of Elizabeth, and you'll do it throughout the county.
Exactly.
Any other issues popping up?
So, I think one of the major things we talk about government is kind of bringing services to local communities. Sometimes not bringing individuals to our government locations, but actually taking our services locally. So one of the things that Commissioner Chair Leone, we've talked about is basically coffee with the commissioner, where we're going to go visit different senior centers, organizations, and basically bring our services to you. So we're going to have our senior services office. We're going to have our constituent services. We're going to have the sheriff's department. All these different departments coming locally to you to make it easier for you to get to know what's taking place at the county.
Well, I want to thank you for your service as Union County Commissioner, well, freeholder, then Commissioner, and also how you represent the city of Elizabeth at the county board. It's absolutely terrific to have you and Lourdes Leon there representing our city. And wish you well in your bid for a state assembly.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thanks.
For Commissioner Sergio Granados, I'm Mayor Chris Bollwage. We'll see you next week on another edition of Our City.